Okay, so here we're still dealing with profit maximization with two different cost functions. Now, these cost functions are different, they are not identical. Last time we dealt with identical ones. Now, here, these cost functions, they are different. Okay, so we have this question here. It says a monopoly's inverse demand function is P equals 100 minus Q. The company produces output at two facilities. The marginal cost of producing at facility 1 is MC1 Q1. Choose 4 Q1. The marginal cost of producing at facility 2 is MC2 Q2, which goes 2 Q2. A. Provide the equation for the monopoly's marginal revenue function. Hint, recall that Q1 plus Q2 equals Q. All right, as I said, for this one, don't need, you can just use the shortcut like this, okay? Remember, total revenue is price times quantity. So here's 100 minus Q multiplied by Q. Okay, so total revenue is going to equal to 100Q minus Q squared. Okay, then marginal. Now, as I said, this is an easier way to do it so that you're not wasting time in the exam. Okay, if I wanted, I would have started substitute Q with Q1 plus Q2 and include it there, but you have a lot of calculations to do. Okay, then remember, marginal revenue is the derivative of the total revenue. So we derive this function. When we derive 100Q, 100 times Q, 100 times Q, or Q times 100. So when we derive 100Q, we get 100. When we derive Q squared, we get 2Q. Okay. Then you can now substitute Q equals Q1 plus Q2. So it's a marginal revenue equals 100 minus 2Q1 plus Q2, which becomes 100 minus 2Q1. Negative 2 times Q1, 2Q1. Negative 2 times Q2, negative 2Q2. Okay, colleagues, that's how you can do it. Okay. The other way you would have done it, moment we started here, this Q, you substitute it with this. This Q, you substitute it with this. Then you make your total revenue function. Then you need to do partial differentiation. Okay. So this is the marginal revenue function. Okay. Yes. 100 minus 2Q1 minus 2Q2. Part B, determine the profit maximizing level of output for each facility. So remember, point of profit maximization is where MRR equals MC. Marginal revenue equals marginal cost. So to make life easy, we'll maintain this marginal revenue equation here first. Okay. We already got our marginal revenue equation, and we've already got our marginal cost equation. They've already derived the cost functions for us. Okay. MC1, Q1 equals 4Q1. MC2, Q2 equals 2Q2. So as I said, when you're dealing with two cost functions, whether they are identical or not identical, first things first, equate the marginal cost functions so that you can express Q1 in terms of Q2, or you can express Q2 in terms of Q1. Okay. So let's equate the marginal cost for the first firm equals marginal cost for the second firm. So for the first firm is 4Q1. For the second firm is 2Q2. Okay. Whilst we maintain here marginal revenue equals 100 minus 2Q. Okay. So let's express Q1 in terms of Q2. So we divide both sides by 4. So Q1 equals 2 over 4 Q2. 2 over 4, we can simplify it to 0 0.5. 2 divided by 4, that is 0 0.5. So we can say Q1 equals 0 0.5 Q2. Q1 equals 0 0.5 Q2. All right. So now, since we can express Q1 in terms of Q2, we go back to our equation that they gave us. They told us that Q equals Q1 plus Q2. Okay, so we can say we substitute Q1 with 0 0.5 Q2. Okay, substitute Q1 with 0 0.5 Q2. So our equation is going to be Q equals, so this Q1 becomes 0 0.5 Q2 plus Q2. Okay, then when we say 0 0.5 Q2 plus Q2, we get 1.5 Q2. Let me just, my phone went down. Let me just turn it on. 1.5 Q2. Okay. Believe this is where I was kicked out from. Remember, we found that Q1 equals 0.5 Q2. So we substituted Q1 for 0.5 Q2 in this equation, which were given that Q equals Q1 plus Q2. So we substituted that there. Okay, so I've seen this Q1 becomes 0.5 Q2. So when you add 0.5 Q2 plus Q2, you get 1.5 Q2. Okay. So once we've got this, okay, we can now use our marginal cost function for MC2. Okay. So you say MC2 equals marginal revenue. So MC2, we've been told it's 2Q2. That's the marginal cost for the second frame. Marginal revenue, it's 100 minus 2Q. Okay. Colleagues, remember, if I wanted, I would have also used this one here. Just express Q1 in terms of Q2. It will break down. You will still eventually come down to the same answer. Okay. Yes. So remember, Q is equal to 1.5 Q2. So we substitute it here. So we're going to say 2Q2 equals 100 minus 2 1.5 Q2. Okay, then you'd say 100 minus 2 times 1.5, that is 3. So we have 3 Q2. So combine like terms, so say 2Q2 plus 3Q2 equals 100. 2 plus 3, that is 5Q2, which equals 100 here. Q2, 100 divided by 5, that is 20 units. Okay. Q2 equals 20 units. Any questions, colleagues? So as I said, if you wanted, we would have also used this simplified, this expanded marginal revenue function here, where we said MRI is equal to 100 minus 2 open brackets Q1 plus Q2. Okay. And it breaks down to this 100 minus 2Q1 minus 2Q2. So if we used that one, okay, you'd have said marginal cost 2 equals marginal revenue. So you'd have said 2Q2 equals 100 minus 2Q1 minus 2Q2. Okay. And then remember, Q1 is 0.5 Q2. Then you continue solving, okay? Yes. Just don't want to do, feeling lazy to do more calculations. But yeah. So after I find the value of Q2, you can find the value of Q1 because we said Q1 equals 0.5 Q2. Okay, so 0.5, we already have Q2, which is 20. So 0.5 times 20, that is 10. So Q1 equals 10. Okay, equals 10. So since we remember Q equals Q1 plus Q2, Q1 is 10, Q2 is 20. So the total output, the profit maximizing output, 30 units. Okay, colleagues? As I was doing this, I hope someone finished up here. Did someone finish up here? Are we getting the same values? Did someone finish up here? Negative 2 times 0.5 Q2, that is Q2 minus 2Q2. It gives us 100 minus negative Q2 minus 2Q2, you get negative 3Q2. This negative 30, take it over the equal sign. This negative 3Q, take it over, it becomes 2Q plus 3Q2, you get 5Q2 equals 100, and then you get 20. Okay. Many ways of approaching this thing. Okay. Any questions? How many are attempting this question in the exam tomorrow on Monday? How many are attempting this question? Just remember, the key comes in, you just need to equate the marginal costs. Once you equate the marginal costs, you can express Q1 or Q2 in terms of the other. Okay. Once you can express one in terms of the other, then you can, the way you just do it with those one cost function is the same way here. Okay. So this is the profit maximizing level of output for each facility. For the second facility, 20 units. For the first facility, 10 units. Determine the profit maximizing price. Here, P equals 100 minus Q. So the profit maximizing price, P was 100 minus Q. Okay. Just substitute the profit maximizing quantity, 100 minus Q is equal to 30 units. 80 units, yes, 100 minus 30, 70 kwacha. That's the profit maximizing price.